Okay, what if we could just hit reset on our neighborhoods? Today, we're going to explore a blueprint that does exactly that. We're talking about designing entire communities, right from the ground up, to be smarter, greener, and way more connected. So let's just kick things off with a big question. What if you could design the perfect place to live? Seriously, what would it look like? Would it have to be affordable? For sure. Sustainable? Absolutely. A place where you actually know your neighbors? It's a really cool idea to think about, and it turns out there's a model out there that tries to answer exactly that. And that model is called community-centric greenhousing. It's basically a direct response to all those questions we just asked. The whole idea is to put community and sustainability right at the very heart of the design. It's about creating a blueprint for neighborhoods that are good for the planet and good for the people living in them. So let's break down how it actually works. All right, so this whole concept really rests on three main pillars. We're going to start with the first one, and this is all about the physical stuff. The actual buildings we live in and the spaces we all share. And right away, this is a huge shift in thinking. Typical housing, it's all about the individual, private ownership, your own little private yard. Well, this model just flips that whole script. It prioritizes the shared experience. So instead of those standardized cookie-cutter houses, we're talking about unique, eco-friendly designs that are actually affordable. And you swap out those isolated private backyards for big, vibrant communal green spaces. Okay, so it all starts with the homes themselves. The goal here is to build houses that are super environmentally friendly. Think sustainable materials, high energy efficiency, all that good stuff. But, and this is the key, they also have to be affordable. Because let's be real, sustainability shouldn't be some kind of luxury item. It has to be accessible to everyone. And this is where that community part really, really comes to life. I mean, think about it. Why should every single person on the block own a lawnmower they use maybe once a month? It's kind of crazy. In this model, you'd have a shared tool library. Instead of a tiny private patch of grass, you get access to these huge community gardens, shared workshops, even green rooftops. And these shared amenities, they do way more than just reduce waste. They create these natural, easy opportunities for people to actually meet and connect with each other. Okay, so we have the homes and all these awesome shared spaces. But what powers them, right? Well, that brings us to our second pillar, the smart green systems that basically act as the engine for the entire community. This is all about designing the infrastructure to be sustainable right from the get-go. And this is a really, really key distinction to make. We're not just talking about, sticking a solar panel on a single roof here and there. No, this is about designing the energy and waste infrastructure for the entire community as one single, connected, cohesive system. So, what does an integrated system like that even look like? Well, think of it like a closed loop. First, the community generates its own clean power from renewable sources. Then, that power gets sent out to everything: the homes, the workshops, even local transport. After that, waste is managed collectively, with a big focus on recycling and composting. And here's the really clever part. That waste can often be used to generate even more energy, which completely closes the loop. It's brilliant. And the key here is having a mix of energy sources. You're not putting all your eggs in one basket. A community might get, say, half its power from solar, a big chunk from geothermal, and then top that off with micro-wind turbines and even those systems that generate energy from waste. What you get is a really resilient and self-sufficient energy plan. So we've got the buildings and we've got the systems that power them. But a community, it's nothing without its people, right? And that brings us to the third, and you could argue the most important pillar of all: designing for everyone. Yeah, I just love this quote because it captures the spirit of this perfectly. A truly thriving neighborhood has to be inclusive. It just has to be. It needs to be built for people from all walks of life, with all different kinds of needs, incomes, and abilities. So what does that actually look like in practice? Well, it means simple things like fully accessible pathways for wheelchairs and strollers. It means offering a whole variety of housing sizes, from small units for single people to bigger homes for growing families. It means creating spaces where multiple generations can live near each other and where people with a mix of incomes can all afford to live. At the end of the day, it's about creating safe, welcoming public spaces where a toddler and a senior citizen can both feel completely comfortable. Okay, so let's bring all of this together. How does it all connect? Let's do a quick recap of the blueprint we've just walked through. It really just boils down to these three key things. Number one,
You need affordable, eco-friendly homes surrounded by awesome shared spaces. Number 2, you power the whole thing with smart, integrated green systems for energy and waste. And number 3, you design the entire place from top to bottom with an inclusive, people-first mindset.
And this is maybe the most essential takeaway of all. None of these pillars can just stand on their own. They're not separate ideas. The real power of this model, the real magic, is how they all interlock and support each other. The shared spaces are powered by the shared energy systems. The inclusive design is made possible by the affordable housing. It's that combination that creates a community that is truly, deeply sustainable. Which, of course, leaves us with one last big question. The blueprint is here. The principles are pretty clear. So, what's it going to take for us to stop building the old way and actually start making this our new reality? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.